Where's the shield? Beer, please. What was that sound? Carrots roll out things in there to help every single time you covered this. There's fluff, board. M.2. M.2 must be down. So, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I am in pain. That's 100%. Mental agony and anguish is very real. What happens when Carl has to do things he's not comfortable with. And they persist for as long as Carl can't play proper video games. Not even gonna bother every day. No point. Upside down it is now. Tra la la la. Yeah. Oh, do you have any Steam game wish lists for games for the build? This thing. I posted a picture of it already, but I added extra things to it. But not many of these things are things I don't already own or have the intention of buying with money. But if I had any particular wish list that I would want to have built, it's already on my Steam. The person who has my Steam already has access to the wish list. In which case, go for it. If they do not have access to the wish list and they would like to be able to gain access to the wish list, that can go in. How am I going to get to this M.2 without taking it off the board? Theoretically speaking, this should have been done beforehand, but I didn't have it, and now I do. There's something there that I just threw into the wild abandon of my carpet. What that was. Included is the warranty. Solid state drive did do warranty policy, capacity, interface, transfer rate, size, weight, requirements, features, warranty period. Literally just slide it in and then screw it down. Well, at least it's thinner than a stick of gum. There you go. feels super safe to do standing like that. Take them. Oh, we already have things wired. I don't wanna. Fuck me.
Like, is any of this for real? Or
Do
not?
you unbelievable thought this is your first time? Yes. I thought we have established this so far.
Whoa!
Gosh, it looks kind of different now.
The specialist was Partisans. Here, what are you downloading? No, I don't want you to download these things.
Maybe it was over nothing.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that either. Page URL.
Keyblade chosen one.
Okay, night. What's happening with the music? Lay it back down. It's actually difficult. Yeah, this goes in. See the indentation and where it needs to go in. Proper site. Enter the board. Can't tell from this one. Do there. That. Yes. That's it.
It seems we have a guest with an intriguing destiny. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter.
Well, at least I can tell when that one is receiving power. It has a little green light that comes on. My brain is frying in real time. Don't do that, Carl. Don't slap the metal against the cabinet and move your finger. Okay, there's a lot more free space. So the problem I have is, where the fuck does the thing... Oh, that looks like it's a standing tower. It's supposed to go in through the top, and it's held down with a screw. Like, this is one of those moments where I need Nick for this. I legitimately don't know. I'm not gonna put it into anything and keep clacking it against something until I know.
Are you there, Carl?
Yes.
Okay, so what's going on? Said what's the issue?
I'm trying to install the SSD and it's not obvious how I need to do it.
Okay. Sorry, I was half paying attention. My apologies. All right. So, where didn't you hook the other one in the back section yesterday or the other day?
Yes, but that's the big one. This is the M.2.
Okay, it's like a little board,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, my SSD like that, my M2, I do know it. There's actually a place in the board to screw it on. Basically, it's almost like
Yes, I have identified that. I have not identified the direction, the orientation,
that has like a board that,
or the height, what the slot is supposed to go in like, or how it's supposed to fit. Also, I'm using the music on the internet is constantly making the sound pause. I need to onboard music.
oh, okay. One sec, I'm just trying to like.
I know I have already identified both my M.2 slots. The problem is I've already tried putting it in,
Okay.
and those slide it into the board, hold it down, and screw it down ones. It's like it wants to plug in from the top, and I don't want to do that. If that makes sense? Because I assumed...
Oh, well, you're kind of...
I assumed...
Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yes, my microphone's turned away because I have to angle this shit down. It's like it wants to go in from the top of the port, and it just hangs there and has nothing to physically hold it in place. Which, I guess that's why it's the thing there, but it's like... That doesn't feel right, nor does it look right. Without Nick here to tell me, I don't want to put it in.
I think I might know the answer. Is there a hole on the M2 on the other side that is not the connection you place it in? There should be maybe a hole that is meant to have a screw go through.
Yes.
Okay, where you plugged it in on the board, there might be like a stud for you to screw it in, like basically screw it down so that it fits into place. It's like I said, there are certain types of PCI cards, the PCI Express cards, that would plug in like that. Personally, I used to play around with Apple TVs, and they had the same kind of thing.
So I need to put the stand.
But essentially,
screws in. What you're saying?
Yes.
Make it hold up for support.
Basically, well, no. What it is that, Carl, is that when you put it in, how it was like standing up at a slight angle, it needs to be basically pressed down, and there should be a stud underneath where you screw it in.
Yes, but that's the problem.
See if I can get a picture going on
I understand.
My camera, on
I understand how it goes in, but that's not the problem. I'm assuming that the port would be closer to the board. The way that these ports looks like they're hovering in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to bend.
Is it hovering over the board, or is it? I'm sorry.
It's like
Is it hovering over the board?
it's like it's a tower input,
I'm sorry.
and that I have to slide it in at an angle, but I have to be holding it over the board at an angle, and there's nothing to physically support it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Okay.
I have to hold it
Okay.
in place
Let me.
and have something underneath it, like the stands, so that I can then screw it down. But I don't want to do that because it looks like I'll bend it.
Then stop for a sec. I'm not going to tell you things that I don't really know the answer to per se. Let me. I'm going to take a look at my own. What I can do to help you. Let's take a picture. Okay.
Sure.
Let's see if I can take out some of these. Some ambiguous way that even. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's real easy. I can exactly show you what I'm talking about. All right, let me get a camera. I get my phone camera. I'll take a picture as best as I can and send it to you. I tell you what. Oh yeah. Perfect. All right. Let me then close this up and screw back in. And I will try and send you that picture via what I was expecting. So good news. Good news, everyone. Charles is actually helping Carl this time. He's not just sitting there waiting for bloody Mariner to come on and explain it in a way that makes sense. What this? Wait, my phone load. Go over to DMs for Carl. Okay. So I took a picture of what my M2 looks like. And see how it's plugged in. And there's a screw in there. It would be better to send it via to Twitter. And am I coming through?
Yes.
Okay, I probably am. I'm just stupid. Okay.
So what's the orientation of the insert of the port?
From what I can tell, it looks like it's facing out. Like, can I see? Can you show me on screen the M2 itself? Okay. Yeah. Okay. That side with the plastic, with the white screen you're showing me, that is facing towards away from the board. So like that's on top.
Okay.
When you plugged it in to the M2 slot, that white sticker should be facing up. Is there only one M2 slot in there or two?
There's two.
Or am I totally misinterpreting? Okay.
So you're telling me that the white sticker needs to be facing up.
Yeah, the HP. Yep.
Okay, but that's not the problem I'm trying to elaborate on here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's say this is the board. And this is the M.2 slot.
Uh-huh.
And this is the M2. What I'm trying to elaborate is it closer to the board or above the board? It would be just as simple as slotting it in close to the board. But it looks like my port is above the board. And if it's above the board, there's nothing supporting underneath it. And I don't want to put it in without knowing where the slot is. Because if I have to come in at an angle and screw it down... Yes.
Oh, you need to put it so that I'm trying to find a way of describing it because I know there's at an angle up, and then essentially you push it down. There should be a stud that once it's down and flush with the board. Because when you release that screw on the one that's say on my board here, it's gonna like pop up again.
Yes. But that's the point, though. These aren't like the SSD screws that were used to hold this in.
How about you show me it directly?
Show you what directly?
Okay. Sorry, I thought you had the board below the camera.
It's sitting on top of the laptop. It's right here.
I think I have 2 slots, and that might be confused. I think I understand what you're saying. I know when I opened it up last, there was like another slot for an M2, but it was like on the outside of the board, and I was almost. I think your confusion there kind of reminded me of that. Yeah, there's another M2 slot right in my computer right now that is like jutting out of the motherboard towards the fans in the front. But there's another M2 slot where mine is plugged in right now, and it's actually right next to the PCIe slot, which is like that picture I sent you. Below it is my AMD graphics card, and above it is my AMD fan for my CPU. I don't know where the second slot is on your for M2 slots. But for me personally, on my board, there's 2 slots, and one of them, I'm totally missing the point of what you're trying to say, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to help here. Oh wait. Okay, continue. I think I know what you're saying. But I'm probably wrong. I'm trying to get a good look at this.
Okay, so my first M.2 is under here.
Okay.
And my second M.2 is right here. When I try to put this in, the port is not close to the board. It's like it's right here. There's nothing underneath this to secure this down. And if I have to put this at an angle to install it, I feel like I'm going to bend the pins because there's nothing to support the board. Because I can't see where the port is.
Pull the board out for a sec.
Pull the board out. That means unscrewing it and unwiring.
Take the M2 out for a sec.
I did.
Okay, look. There. See those 3 dots? They look like one of them. No, not on the M2. On the motherboard itself. There should be, from the low res camera I can see here.
Yes,
there are like 3 little dots on there. One of them should be one of them. Does any of them have a screw slot on them? The one furthest over.
All 3 of them have a screw slot on them.
Okay. The furthest one. If visualize right now, if you put that in, it's standing up, right? If you were to press, I'm thinking hypothetically, obviously. If you were to put that in and it's at that slight angle, and then you were to press it down, one of those screw slots would fit where that little divot is in the M2.
Yes, I got that.
Okay.
That's not the concern that I have.
Okay.
I don't know how.
I apologize. I'm
not you. It's me.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand.
So
what the breakdown of communication is. I apologize.
You see how this is at an angle? Yes. how it's floating above the board with no support. I don't know
Yes.
if this is how this goes in. Because not closer to the board.
Well,
The port's not. If it's up here, this needs to go in at an angle, like so. I don't want to push this in, because it'll fuck up the pins. And even then, there's no support for this to be held down, because these aren't like the other screws. It's not like the screws that are supporting the SSD that's mounted on the back, because they were flat and short. These screws are standing upright, like they have to be screwed in
Carl.
to give it a support base. That's the problem. I don't want to put it in yet because I don't know how it goes in.
Someone in the chat, long story short, says you push it down and screw it in. I don't know what else I can say. There probably is something more I can say, but I honestly don't know what else I can say.
More than likely, there's probably an answer, but I can't see the thing.
Tell you what, right now, I don't want to get you nervous, and I'm worried that there's something I'm missing. You guys are. It could. Okay, yeah. Sainted Snake. It says it depends on the board. I had to screw my M2 in. That's what I had to do with mine. I thought the same. I felt like it could break, but it didn't. It's weird. Probably look up just M2 installation on your phone. I guess that's the best thing I can. There's like I see what you're saying. There should be, I guess. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Carl, I think I understand now what the problem is. Okay. Those 3 slots, there is nothing there. I see what you're saying now. Okay. Is there an included brace? Like, okay, you know how they have those little screw things?
Yeah, I have 3 of them.
Okay. Well, you know how there's like on when you install the motherboard into the case, there were things that you put in that or razors. You know what I'm saying? Well, there should be included with that M2 or with the motherboard or with the case razors, and that because there's multiple sizes of M2s, so they have those little dots in there for you to screw in one of those risers that properly fits it. I see what you're saying. So when you press it down, there's nothing there. Well, there should be a riser. There should be a proper riser depending on the size of the M2. God, I feel stupid.
I don't know.
Well, I never installed mine, so what?
On the second board, there's this little square here that I didn't notice until now. It feels like it's a rubber block. I don't want to move it because if it's attached to the board, it's not going to go back on.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is one of the ones,
well, I know
that are supposed to be installed the way they're installed, and I suppose that's how I'd have to put it in. Because the only other things I have.
Is there another M2?
Yes, underneath the fan, and I don't want to screw it in there.
Okay. And so the thing you got in your hand, what is that again?
The standoffs.
The black thing.
Yes,
okay.
The ones that Mariner told me are the ones to secure the M2.
Oh, okay. What? And it's a. Oh, wait. I'm gonna look up M2 installation.
Manuals aren't helping.
I'm so sorry.
Because all the manuals say is put in, screw down. You'd need to find one for installing it inside of an Asus TUF Gaming X570 Plus.
You said it was Asus, well, AM4. What's the board again? I'm sorry.
Asus
I'm so.
Tough Gaming
Mhm.
X570 Plus.
Wow, that was. I got five set. Wow, I was close. 570. 70. Yep. Found it. All right, let me just take a
So,
look at the board itself.
so
A close look
exactly,
at this.
so exactly the thing that I was worried about is the problem. That is the port, and if I did not take this
Okay, so
off,
there's that one by the CPU you said.
yes,
Oh, okay.
is that black square that I'm talking about is the
Yeah,
only thing that's
that's
supporting this. If I installed this in the first slot, there would be nothing to support this and it'd be hanging in midair with only the other screw to hold it down. And I don't like that. I also don't like this
you know what, I'm gonna look up.
because it's like it's
You might
floating.
need to take off this one. Let me
Because it's like it's floating above the board.
just double check this. I know what you're saying. I get it. Just give me a sec. I'm trying to look it up.
No, the light's in my eye and I can't see.
Apparently you're not alone. And okay.
This totally does not screw down. Oh, Nick.
Okay.
These,
Okay.
these
Some. Let me send you this link. I got someone that had the same problem you did.
definitely can't be those. This is beggars the question why they would put plastic on a part that they tie down. Have an additional part that has foam that has to be removed for normal operation of the computer, and why it's adhesive, but okay. That's certainly not confidence building.
Oh. Okay. So, thing you pulled off. Um, there should have been. I'm trying to find a picture of it. Uh, where is the picture of the manual? Okay. Um, okay. Okay. There was some we're trying to install the M2. There was like something on top of that had like plastic and the same kind of designs on it. You unscrewed first, right?
Well, see, that's just the plate that's supposed to go on top of this to cover it.
Yes. Okay. Uh,
It was.
Point is, I found a section of the manual. Okay.
Uh huh.
Let me see if I can send you this. I don't know if this is in your manual or not, but it's the page they gave me. Essentially, you pull it off, and there were these little studs. There's a 3 studs, and there's a smaller one.
Yes.
You'd unscrew that. You'd then fit it to the proper section.
19. 119.
It's on page 2-10, basic installation, chapter 2.
I'm looking at. So the plate comes off, the film comes off.
Mm-hmm.
Stand-in screw. Standoff screw goes into the center position.
Oh, depending if it fits, but yes. Whatever one that it says supported type.
Uh-huh. I dropped it and I put the other panel back on. So into the back.
And that's like a stud that you're gonna screw in, right? That's not a screw you have in your hand, right?
This is the only standoff stud slash screw type that I have. The other ones wouldn't
Okay,
fit this.
but it's not because after you put it in, you're gonna have to screw it down onto that stud. Is what I'm trying to say.
Uh-huh. It's not fit.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So that means
Trying to help, buddy. I'm doing the best I can.
I'm not mad at you. These aren't screwing down, which means these aren't the right screws because they're too big. They're black and they're too big.
Fun. Well, that's what she said.
You said it, not me.
I know. I have a dirty mind. I know.
So now
Not the only one. You know that. We're right back.
Fell out of my fingers and hands. What needs to go there? I'm going to go ahead and say no. The standoff screw is supposed to go in the center and secure this in position so it can have an additional screw go to hold it down. A normal insulation screw, and then the plate goes back on top of it after it gets inserted and screwed down. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Bag of screws.
Yeah, what?
I'm complaining. Bag of screws.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something you messed up. That's all. That's what I was worried about there for a second. Don't scare me like that.
Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Moving things. On this one means it would be the screws from here, because that's where I got these from. One motherboard standoff, which is 3 motherboard standoffs. 20 fan screws, short, too big. MDV HDD screws, too big. ODD SDD screws, or SSD screws. Those will probably be the ones that secure it down. But what I need is the standoff. It's supposed to be these. But they're too big.
Okay.
Unless I'm just unlucky and I'm not screwing them in properly.
Well, one sec. Let me. There was something that the guy mentioned in that thread on Reddit. Let me just grab that real quick. He actually said he found there was the wrong according to him, these are the screws that he apparently found. Like he said, he was using the wrong screws. The two standoff screws he thought he needed are the ones I just posted, and the ones he needed that were still in the box were the studs he needed. I guess that were apparently still in the box.
So the black ones were the studs that he needed.
According to him. No, quite the opposite, the other way around. The black ones were the ones he thought he needed. Two look like the silver ones in that little bag. Were tucked away in the box. And he put that, yeah.
I think I have those.
So figure B is the ones that he messed up. The black ones. Those are the ones he didn't need. So, anyway. Let's see.
Just these screws. These things. The zip ties, which one of them is loose. The cables. The antenna. Double screws. Washers. It.
Caffeine.
Screws. Screws. Antenna. Enough screws. I don't know what the fuck kind of screws these are. Supposed to be for attaching to the back of the computer and securing in place, because I already have those. Then zip ties and cable ties. Aha! They were hiding. Here we are.
Oh, so he had the same problem he did. Awesome. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean.
They were stuck inside this fucking packaging for this stupid ass disc I don't need.
Carl, you weren't the only one, because the guy had the exact same issue you just did. So, for what it's worth.
Who's calling me? Why are you calling me? Yes, mother. Yes. When are you getting back here? Yes, I'll still be here.
Whoa.
Right. It's on the phone.
No, nobody called.
Hey, Jarza.
Hey. Carl's on the phone at the moment.
I could tell.
Point is, don't distract him. He doesn't.
I know.
Mother, please, I'm begging you, sweet Christ, Jesus God, please hurry this up. Is there anything else, Mother? there anything else, Mother? Is there anything else, Mother? Mother. Ma. Ma.
Fun
I'm
times.
vexing! I'm on hold with my mother.
Oh my goodness. I said I don't know how you have the well, no, you've mentioned why. You have alcohol. That's right. That's what it is.
I'm like, I see him usually drink a lot. So
You see the look on my face?
Oh yeah, I can definitely see the look in your face. Like I said, it's
You remember when it was happy?
like
I
I know.
smile and laugh, but not like happy.
It's more meant to hide the pain than I guess what you're trying to imply. Okay.
I don't need alcohol to hide the pain. The alcohol's for fun.
It just helps.
It just helps. In the words of Todd. I love how Todd actually wasn't part of the chess club. He lied about that too. What are the things has he lied about? Wait, no, don't answer that.
Everything.
Yeah, that's the implication.
Did she
Oh,
try?
at least I didn't realize this
It
was.
didn't work, so I'm just sitting here like a dumbass while she put her phone back in her purse.
Probably.
Mother, I'm hanging up the phone now.
It's a possibility.
I'd throw my cell phone, but I paid $200 to $400 for this.
His eyes are like they look like they're just gonna.
His eyes have seen things
His
like
eyes
the
just look
which
so sunken in.
I am so done with today. Eat!
And I still have to go to work.
He says, I know. I figured as much.
Falling out's not an option. Never an option,
Oh,
but I prefer it to not be an option.
believe me, yeah.
If those aren't words of encouragement, Jay, I'm going to be very, very upset. I don't even know if she's in the chat.
I will say, I'm probably going to get you a copy of Gary's mod just so
Yes,
you can have something to play with once it's all set up.
Very
But
encouraging.
I checked your playlist. You don't have Gary's mod.
No, I don't. I don't like Gary's mod.
All right, I think I'm gonna get that for you later.
You're gonna give me.
Because I'm gonna really work
like?
on some stuff for that anyway.
You're gonna get me something.
Yeah, I
like?
was about to say. I was just telling Charza.
He just got Gary's mod, and I'm trying to set up the. I'm gonna be gutting my server so I can make it into that. There's a lot of stuff there that needs to be sorted through.
All this porn.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's the saddest part about it. That's the embarrassing part.
The question I have is why why did they give me two M.2 ports, but there's no securing cushion like there is on this bottom port? Doesn't make
Because
sense.
the fan, Carl, the fan.
What about the fan? There's no fan there.
No, on the up. Never mind. I'm not even gonna try and explain it.
You should, because otherwise I don't understand.
Okay, Carl. I don't understand it.
It's like they put a block here to support it, but there's not one here, which implies that this needs to be bottom. That's what I was explaining the entire time. It's like it's a standing fucking tower with nothing underneath it, and this is not what you put things on. That's not good support. So this one, not having a block, implies that this port is lower to the board, but they're the same fucking height! So I'm here trying to explain to you, no, there's nothing supporting it. There's nothing under the board. And you're sitting here going, and instantly in my head I'm going, and then Nick is like, Carl's having problems. Inspector Nick. Until he gets here.
It's a cliff.
Until he gets here.
I think Carl snapped.
I snapped more than 15 years ago. This is just follow-up.
This is your soul snapping like a Twix bar.
No, my soul snapping like a Twix bar was when I was 21 and met Mrs. Jenkins.
Marina goes, I wish I could help at work till 4:30.
Cynthia. That's why
I got plenty of games.
That's when I learned not to try and drink a housewife on it.
I do too. I recently, okay, so you know how I was telling you about the Guild 2 Renaissance?
Yeah. Did you get it?
Yeah, I did, and it's actually really fucking funny. Think of like I wouldn't say The Sims, but like you build up your family, and of course you're going against other different families. And you could be like a baker, you could be like a mercenary rogue, or like a scholar. There's like different kinds of things.
Mariner, you're in the chat. You're not helping us on voice chat. I've been trying to help him all day, but where have you been?
Work.
Okay. Okay.
Like if you read that he's at work currently, and he says he shouldn't even be watching.
You win this round, Mariner. You win this round.
Here's my question: why are you in the chat, Jane? You could jump into my server.
Yeah, JG's.
You can sue
Camera shy?
with the dulcet. No, she wouldn't be on camera.
None of us are on camera except for Carl. Stop it. I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sometimes
I'm kind of a mess right now mentally.
But no, she can jump into the chat and she can make jokes to ease my emotional pain and suffering. You can tell me about how Batman season 2 ended.
Now without coming off racy.
I need to install finally need to sit down and install Horizon while I'm here. I just need to clear off some of my excess games first.
You guys want to know about my curse when it comes to buying video games?
You don't play most of them like the rest of us?
No. It's even worse than that. So I'll buy a game like maybe a few days before it goes like 50% on sale.
You were complaining about that with StarCraft.
Yeah, I was complaining about it because StarCraft 2 Digital Deluxe was 60 something bucks. I got it. Not only a few days later is it half the fuck off, and I'm like, I wanted to throw something.
That wasn't supposed to go in the center. It's supposed to go in the fridge.
It's always a bigger discount.
And what really pisses me off is that there's like a bunch of different things that are on sale. A bunch of like little stupid.
Nick left.
Section, like crayons and dumb shit like that.
Price.
No.
This thing.
No. They're on sale too. But when I go to the character buying thing, so I could get the extra characters in StarCraft 2, they're all $5 still.
Well, I mean, I bought Payday 2 today for a buck, but I also had to pay full price for H3, mainly because so I can rip the models and make some embarrassing animations out of them.
This
I mean, it's worth it in the end, isn't it?
This sounds like a lot of effort to go through just to turn a man into a soy jack, don't you think?
Yes, it is. Your point, Carl?
Is it worth every penny?
Yes.
Damn right. That's half the fun. I'm paying him to make fun of.
I'll pay you $500.
You know how, like,
I mean,
like when
like Chavez.
yeah,
God damn it! I have to fucking hold this because this isn't magnetic.
watch his live stream and then you immediately made it free to watch afterwards.
No, this is me paying money to rip the model that he is so happy about. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't even think he's really happy about it. I mean, it's just extra money.
well,
for him.
my point is, I mean, I'm sure that it's just a coincidence that as soon as Leafy made that final video about Pokimane, or rather not about Pokimane, and it ended with an animation of him like having an effigy in the back room of Leafy, I'm sure that had nothing to do with him immediately after that video finally getting taken down. I'm sure. I'm positive.
Everyone knows
no connection you cannot prove.
that fucking H3H3 is real shady.
No,
And I wouldn't be surprised if he tries doing some shit with Crowder as well after the whole fucking thing with that.
No.
Oh, I have no doubt of that, because despite him quote unquote winning,
The problem between that with Ethan and Calvin and Amain is very simple, because it's the thing that was very obvious and why I'm gonna put this back down so I can screw this in flat. It's the thing that everybody's supposed to be capable of understanding, but people can't seem to figure out with even all of the evidence directly in front of them, which is, I think, the most maddening part for me, because I'm working my way towards becoming a independent journalist at this point, because motherfuckers literally just are retarded. And I hate to say that, but mentally compounded and
it's
impaired. Like, you guys watch in real time. Step 1, Kelvin calls out Amain the same way that Felix called out Amain. Because remember, Amain didn't say shit about any of the things that she was accused of until it was PewDiePie that told her, listen, this is fucking clownish. You should not do this. And then her reaction is, oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done these things. It wasn't until someone bigger than her spanked her on her ass that she eventually said something. Step 2, Calvin sees this.
Exactly.
He laughs at it. He's like, wow, this is really fucking stupid, fake, and gay. I guess I should use this for a comeback. The exact same way Turkey Tom did literally months before with another fucking topic, and that was with covering and helping out Pyrocynical by just doing the exact same fucking thing. In this case, this was before all that happened. Realistically, Ethan had nothing to do with anything. He was just sitting there saying what he already obviously knew, because he was already sold out at this point, which is, YouTube doesn't want edgy creators. They don't want people like me. They don't want people like Calvin, because we will laugh at you in real time, because we're that kind of a person. It's not because we hate you. It's because we can obviously see that you have no integrity. And since you don't want to say the truth, I'll tell the truth. And since you say, oh, this the exact same problem that you have with Shark, and why his video is going to be funny, the same way that Shark sits there and thinks, oh, well, I'm going to take your image and I'm going to use it to laugh at you, we say, oh, cool, let me do that, but 10 times better. So, rather than just be like, oh, I'm going to make videos about Amain and I'm going to make her angry, you notice that I'm saying the names of the people and not the fucking handles. Because H3 Productions is
there's a reason
not
for
a
that.
person. It's a brand.
Yeah.
H3 Productions is a brand. Pokimane is a brand. Like Leafy was here is a brand. I am talking about the people.
Yep.
Because the precedent was set by people like Carlos Maza trying to use harassment policies as a get around so that companies can get rid of the people they have there. Because we all know they're politically aligned to the same viewpoint. God damn it, we hate those Nazi chuds,
Amain
which we
v.
can be able to
Gundam.
ban them. Which is ironically enough why White Ring Watch just yesterday was banned and now unbanned. Because they are supposed to be on
they're
the
unbanned
good
now?
side.
White Ring Watch was like fucking whining and shit, like, it's so unfair, even though we literally broke YouTube guideline, literally just straight up ripping pieces of
Ripping off stories from
videos
people
straight from the thing without adding anything.
constantly for years.
But freeze Peach.
I mean, what happened to YouTube's private platform? They can do what they want, but any fucking ways. Calvin sees the situation. He starts monetizing it, just like he would have in the days of old. But you see, in this new day and age, streamers are faking gay. They don't like saving things
because we're not supposed to say them. They're supposed to be able to take clips out of context and put them in the videos and edit them together to make themselves look smart. Because they like to put people as though they are putting soy jacks and Wojacks together so they can monetize it and then use that to further promote themselves. Look, here's me shitting on a person I don't like. Give me money. Here's me lying about a news event that happened politically. Give me money. Here's me shitposting about the president because I don't like him. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Give me money. Give me money. Every fucking time. Insert cope here. Give me money. I don't like them. Let me make fun of them, comma, give me money. Every single time. It's faking gay. It's the fakest form of blood sport anybody can come up with. Because this is the reason why blood sport was entertaining. At least everybody benefits. People had promotion. People were able to have fun. And even though things kind of got violent there for a moment, and I'm not talking about the doxing, and I'm not talking about the swatting, I'm talking about some moments like 2014, Nick Fuentes pulling out a pocket knife on camera and just, trying to intimidate somebody with it. It was stupid, but it was fun. There's no fun here. It's just corporatism. Everything serves a goal, and the goal is give me money. While also faking moralism. That's the other part. It's the precedent of using rules to punish your enemies, and also pretending that it's for the good of everyone on the platform. Ban my rival, because I can't compete him, but he's a little bit more wild than me, and hey, you can put ads on top of my content. I look like a dumbass putting on a corn cob costume. Look, me, actual Jake, from the fucking cornfield, with my partner Hannah, and my girlfriend Sarah, while we lie about every single thing around us, and when we get victimized and attacked and brutalized with somebody crazier than us, we're safe. They're not. We're gonna side with corporate America. When that shit happens, which is what they tried there, all of the streamers conglomerated together and said, no, he's harassing a woman on the internet by telling the truth. Things that she did. Like fucking with Gundam. Fucking with the dude that made the compilation. Quite literally not apologizing until Felix shit her out the first time. Having the bad apology the second time. And then faking, oh my god, guys, it's really hurting my mental health. Fuck your goddamn mental health. You don't care. So,
like, I see a lot of people who complain about, like, mental health shit, and they don't have to take, like, 3 different sorts of fucking medications just to be normal in, like, in certain scenarios.
Fucking this, you bitches.
Like if I can fucking handle criticism and they can't, there's a real fucking problem with them, and it's not actual mental health, it's their ego.
Or they only get me started on this.
The problem, ultimately,
health advocate, but
is that if they actually cared,
but apparently only for herself.
About these things. What side am I sure? Of course, it's short enough. That's actually good design. That way I don't fuck it up. The problem,
when that one guy was having a fucking meltdown.
Wish the shit go.
The problem, ultimately,
with, and these people who then like mock each other for, like, I'll make jokes, but I do it as a joke. I'm not like a fucking asshole.
Like, ultimately, when it comes to
I make fun of myself.
The problem,
so when people say, "Oh, you can't use the R word,"
ultimately, when it comes to this problem, when it comes to the context of at least Leafy here,
saying it's snake.
Leafy's here and the commentary community versus all Twitch streamers coming into the fix of the is they come out and say, "Oh, Leafy's harassing her by making video after video, monetizing her salt," which, okay, cope, but no, because every single one of them is pointing out the fact that, number one, all of this was initiated by a main. She wouldn't be the topic of conversation if she hadn't done things in the first place. If she didn't try to harass Gundam because she was so concerned and is so concerned about her image to the public.
Exactly.
If she wasn't doing shit behind the scenes like cooking Fedmeister and being an ice queen, if she wasn't the perfect example of a corporate streamer who will say one thing and do another, she wouldn't have these problems. But because she's obsessed with controlling her personal image, and she's certainly not capable of controlling how she feels about people looking at her. And I guess you could add in the factor of being a woman, because this is the factor that people don't add in when it comes to streaming. And it's actually a serious concern. The idea that we live in a generation full of people whose self-validation comes from the internet. So, with their self-validation coming from the internet, as well as just being online in general, and also caring about their personal image, it's not a matter of, well, I want to look good on camera so that people find me attractive. It's more, I want to look good on camera because how I look is connected to how I feel. If people attack her constantly based on her appearances and looks, it would lead her to want to test things like VR streaming. But at every single point in time, because of the fact that she is one of the made women, the same way people like XQC are one of the made men streamers, who are supposed to have always been around, but realistically, I don't know a single goddamn thing about him that I care about. Because between him and Trainwrecks, I know where Trainwrecks came from. I was live and watching when he had his rant. What the fuck do we know XQC for? Other than the drama, not a goddamn thing. And it's kind of like that. These people were grown in a factory lab, put up and brought up together off of the backs of somebody else's content or working with one of their personal friends who put in for them. They auto-hosted together, they streamed together, and because they did all of this shit together, it gives them the ability to just appear out of nowhere and start commenting on things uncritically from the ether. And that's exactly what all the streamers did. I dropped my screwdriver. They started jumping to the main's defense to say, we never do that here on this platform. We're all wholesome, and we're great, and we're good, and we're uncorrupted, and the entire internet started laughing at them. It only took us 5 seconds. 5 seconds. It took Nicholas Diorio, Turkey Tom, The Right Opinion, people like me shitposting on the side with people like Poe, and everyone else with a goddamn brain who understands how Twitch works to go back through their fucking VODs and pull up less than a day, less than a week, and at least under about a month between the videos and the VODs that they didn't delete in a goddamn haste to expose them as fucking liars. And they don't like that, because we're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to win. We're not supposed to be able to use evidence. That's why streamers like to stream more than they actually do play video games on YouTube as a whole. Because YouTube saves the full VOD. And that will go to your channel. And YouTube doesn't like having VODs like that, because as they push themselves towards on-demand, having an on-demand stream that's about literally anything or nothing is not the same as having it based on something like this. Us sitting here talking about it while I build my PC, that's what they kind of want, because that's the random shit that puts life together, as it were. It's interesting from an angle. Whereas somebody sitting down and actually having a full hour discussion, going over details, the way that Technicals just dropped the video, not yesterday, but earlier in this week, about Sky Williams and the Sky House situation, vetting out all the bullshit that Jisoo had to say about everything that she was concerned with, all of that shit, that's the shit that streamers don't fucking like. It was kind of part of the reason why somebody asked on Twitter, I think last week, why is it a problem of YouTubers hating streamers? It's not a problem of YouTubers hating streamers. It's shit posters and on-demand creators having a vitriolic dislike and disgust with Politabro commentary YouTubers and Twitch streamers who only ever stream their political opinions on Twitch. They say one thing in public, and they'll say another in private, acting like fucking goons on Discord, organizing themselves to go harass other people, either political content creators or people they don't like that they can harass, so they can be able to get one over on the public. They never hear about what the fuck truth is supposed to be done and what is supposed to be said, because that's too much time! Who's gonna spend all that time watching through the VODs to go find that evidence? You're not supposed to do that research. You're supposed to be able to just say whatever the fuck they want. And then when they say, well, why did I say that? When you actually start naming it, they start instantly deleting that VOD so you can't get it. You have to be sneaky. You have to be like me and start downloading the shit and concerning in the hole. This is why I did it on Scooch. Scooch has an entire hour and 30 minutes where he is screaming and crying and laughing on camera with his chat as he violates this simp incel virgin as insults policy ban 31 fucking times total with his girlfriend in the chat. If the complaint you have with a creator like Zeus, who ain't never done no harm to no goddamn man, is him saying, as a serious argument, bro, your girlfriend's cute and she's a cosplayer and damn she's thick, but bro, I wouldn't date her. I'd smash and pass. So Scooch, that's the greatest offense. How dare you bang my girlfriend and then not take her out for dinner and snuggle and cuddle with her in bed? What are you, virgin? X23, X31, over and over and over again. To me, I think it's pretty sane.
Cuckold me and then not treat her.
Now, to me, I think it's pretty sane that if I see that, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know? And that's exactly what he did. He's literally doing that. But that's bad. Because you see, it's different because she's a woman. So, despite the fact that all of this is public, and everybody has access to this knowledge, and everybody can go see the Diorio video that breaks it down, I think the best, and that people can read the tweets themselves, because, you know, you got blowblacks for that. Man literally makes money reading tweets. That's my mother again.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got a car.
Mad respect for
Hold that
Boblocks.
thought.
Mad respect for Boblocks.
Yes.
His beard's growing in too.
You really just
Doing
told
else
me to
screwing
stay on
in?
here? Really? Hold on. I'm not done with my rant. I'm making a point. Because this is the important detail that people keep fucking up.
I told you. You know, my grandmother does the same thing. She'll call me and be like, "Here," and it's like, "Okay."
How are you doing, son?
I'm in my room. It's just like, I have groceries. It's like, you could just
Yes.
buzz. And I could just come out that way. You know?
He's still in the Navy.
She hasn't lost her mind that much.
Well, unfortunately, my grandmother did when she was trying to squish a bug and fell over. I miss her. She's better off now not dealing with that. Her Biden has it. Let me put you that way. Biden has what she had.
Dementia.
Exactly.
Have you seen that picture of it's like Biden, but with like looking like DaBaby, and it says dementia.
I have seen so many memes from like even before he won the election that made me laugh so hard I saved them. One of them is like of this like bizarre monstrosity of a creature that has Biden as a giant head. Oh,
Obama prism.
it's kind of like that, but more eldritch in nature. Let's see if I can find it. I think I posted it in my Discord a few days ago. Yes, as a matter of fact, I certainly did. Let me go. I'll go save that over in the memery here. I think it's a funny meme. It's disturbing. There we go. It's uploading now. Yep, it's in the memery if you want to take a look.
Okay. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
like the fucking spaghetti monster, but
yeah.
even more.
No, it's meant to be more of a like an eldritch. The funny thing that made me laugh is there's this guy who makes these kind of like Lovecraftian monstrosity animations involving like there's one where it says Tim takes what's underneath Tim's beanie, and it was of like it was like another mouth. But then he did one recently, which was like more like basically making the dump the January 6th thing basically into the eclipse from.
Do you know what would make that picture even more funny? Instead of like full-grown adults wearing masks, it should be little kids.
Oh, I think George Acapello Ghost made one of that where he did where it was like eating a baby basically. They hand him a baby, he eats it, and then I think I had to refresh the stream. I think it's
I had like an error.
Offline. Yep. I know it's about ready to rain here, but it's been like 90 degrees all day. We had like a cookout at our job, and it was not painful, but it was just stupid. We were all inside for good reason. It was just like you walk out there to get a burger, and it's just like searing heat. Okay, I guess it's back.
Yeah.
We live.
No, I think it was just like like an error on Twitch's part.
Ah, what a shocker.
I know. That's like Twitch always has those fucking problems where it's like, oh, things are crapping.
It's not our fault. Wait, yes it is. Yes, it is.
It's not our fault that we're using all of our bandwidth to stream girls like half naked licking microphones.
Farting into them. It's so funny because as soon as they announced they were gonna make this section and it was down to like as soon as I found out the reason why she got demonetized because no one wanted to run ads on her thing, that's when I'm like, oh, this is gonna be funny to watch. I am going to enjoy seeing this happen.
Where was I? Oh yeah.
Because
I'm back now.
He turned off the
you
light
don't
too.
say.
Yes, it's more dramatic like this.
More dramatic.
Where was
Now
I?
I can't see your face.
He's gonna be dancing around. Don't worry. He's gonna be doing Fortnite dances as he rants.
So, Calvin shitposts on a main. A main starts malding. All of the Twitch streamers jump around her to try and create a flanks wall of cope. The commentary community shits down their fucking throat, citing every single example and case in the case of at least Hassan, an XQC, and a couple of other people, including the main herself, to say, listen, all of you are fucking dirty, and you already know what the fuck the problem is. You already understand what the problem is. But they keep screaming louder and louder and louder, and the word that they keep saying over and over again is harassment, 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 harassment. And the reason why that's important is because by doing that, he gets hit with multiple copyrights, or not multiple copyright strikes, multiple channel strikes. Granted, if the problem was harassment, he should have only received a single channel strike. But he instead received 12. One for each video, plus additional addendums that Miss Wojcicki decided to just throw down his goddamn throat. Even if it had been simplified to each specific instance that one could argue for, an argument that can only be made because of Carlos Maza doing the exact shit he did to Crowder, to then make the harassment policy change from, oh, effable kind of bullshit to citable, you, sir, are doing dumb shit, which is ridiculously hilarious. Because realistically, he's upset that the man who calls himself Gay Wonk on Twitter and will show his dick on Reddit and all of these husband and wife swap gay forums is upset that as he continues to use these things to refer to himself on his now defunct channel Strikethrough for Vox, he gets mad that he's being heckled, granted, by a debate me political bro in the form of Crowder. He's upset that the ha-ha comedian that Crowder is simply mocking the very thing that he calls himself unironically. Carlos Maza calls himself, unironically, the worst kind of flamboyant gay, and that pisses him off. But it doesn't piss him off because he's being heckled. It pisses him off because he's being heckled by somebody who's more successful than him. So, he uses his tactic to attack him during Pride Month of 2018 to try and get him demonetized. Granted, what he wanted is he wanted him banned. Long? I swear it was 2018, because it wasn't 2019. He wants him banned.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But
it
YouTube
just feels
said,
like
nah,
it doesn't feel
he didn't
long
really
enough.
actually do anything. And so, what did Carlos Maza do next? Look, see how they don't care about us? So then they go and say, no, we'll demonetize this fucking shit for his products and his services. There, are you happy? No, but it accomplishes what they wanted. And what they wanted is they wanted precedent. Because now, with the precedent of harassment set, this transfers over to then Goku Naru, making the exact same kind of shit about H3H2.
Oh, yeah.
Which is what invoked the situation in question and made Ethan say, and I quote, you couldn't even make that kind of shit anymore. Which is what piqued Calvin's interest. Because Calvin's a businessman. This man fucked off. This man literally fucked off, touched grass, and then touched some fucking hard cash. This man did what Chamillionaire did.
He saw it as a challenge, I would argue.
Well, yes, that's what he did. He's been away from YouTube. And what he was doing was he was playing the stock market and winning fucking big. He has fuck you money. He has fuck us money.
Yeah.
And what he wanted was to prove, actually, you can still be edgy. But the problem is, it's not that you can't be edgy. It's that YouTube does not want that edginess. They don't want somebody to become virally successful like Felix did, like Calvin did, like any of the old guards did. Because they got in early, when there was little to no rules, and their entire rise as an empire was always solidified by the fact that they existed in an ecosystem that allowed them to grow. They had the ability to grow, they had the advertising to grow, they had the algorithms to grow, and they had the ability to strike while the iron was hot, in that sense. Compared against somebody like myself, basically, I have to make with my rinky-dink cart of Carl and Carl's supplies, Carl and Carl accessories, while they have brick-and-mortar stores.
Carl and Carl accessories.
And every single time that they see somebody who's coming up, who's about to put pen and ink to paper to finally buy their brick-and-mortar store, they come around with their hammers and say, not in my house! Bam! You can't have this shit around here! Bam! You're not gonna have services around here! Ugh! Ain't nobody gonna know who the fuck you are! And then, while they do that, at the same time, like a mirror, they're sitting here reporting on the damage that they're doing. And just like what Shark 3.0 did, citing something that you've done, and trying to use it to smear you, so they can start the process of journalistic cytogenesis. Look, the person who I don't like is getting trashed by the public. What does this say about cancel culture? Cancel journalist is getting attacked by mob. How this proves that we can't be edgy in this time period. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Until Calvin gets banned from YouTube. And then, full stream savior to the rescue. Nathan Grayson, after trading up from Zoe Quinn, wants to get him a piece of Amaranth. But Caitlyn's a married woman with an Asian husband. So, what does he do? He reports to Twitch that a known harasser and abuser, Leafy is here, is a monetized and affiliated, I don't know if he was partner at the time, but a monetized and affiliated member of the platform. How do you want to respond to these claims? In other words, he sent a night letter. And, in the modern fashion that Twitch does, that any company does, they send the night letter, and they respond to it by saying, well, we don't support harassment on the platform, and he's banned now. And it was like that. Literally like that. They kept screaming the words over and over again, which got the attention of a journalist, to write an article about it, so they could justify protecting the bag, as it were, because there is no place for hatred on these platforms. Except what they do is not hate, it's love. What we're doing, shitposting furiously, by referencing facts,
truth.
That's hate. This is the reason why Amain immediately did anything to get attention for herself, to move the topic away from, hey, isn't that woman that screamed at that man who had a digital model because she didn't like the fact that he was shitposting on her, to, oh my god, guys, look at how kawaii and fat her digital ass is! It's very, very
that
fake
was
and
a
gay.
180 that I enjoyed.
It's very, very
Also,
fake
the
and
fan
gay.
art was fun.
Because the problem is that we all physically see this. But the things that I'm saying right now, much like, it's the reason why I keep referencing it back to it, this is why Sark30, when he tried to cover what I said on April 4th, well actually no, it's April 2nd, from April 2nd to April 6th, when he posted his first original video that the person tipped me off about, which is why I then immediately, that day, made that stream with Jay, is the exact example of that. Except, there's a fundamental key flaws here in his plan. I already know that there's 4 videos. All I have to do is show the evidence of the other 2 that you've removed, because this is the exact same situation that Jim, Mr. Medicare, tried with Dr. Remrican, Mike, of the Honey Badgers. He was shitposting with his Sweetie Squad, and Mike made fun of his meme by saying, hey, you're being pretty autistic, bro. Because, as we know, autistic is one of those things you can't say unless you're being very deadly serious about autism. So that's the reason why places like the farms invented words like exceptional, a trade-in word, as you will, to get around such forms of fake and gayness. And when he did that, Medicare lost his fucking shit because how dare you make fun of my meme? Only I'm allowed to make fun of my meme. And he did the exact same thing to him, claiming that the reason why Mike was upset was because of something that was buried into some other point in an article. You can watch Bully Hunters Exhibit C on Dr. Cam's channel to get what I'm saying. But the exact same thing is the same thing there. There was 4 instances of interaction. Medicare removed the in-between context and then told his audience, this is the reason why he's mad. We should go troll him about it. That is the exact same thing that Shark tried. But I'm a shitposter, so it's not like you can lie, because I have archives of everything, because I'm paranoid. And also because I'm a digital forensic archive expert. The most important detail to have in this modern day and age is to have proof. Not just receipts. Proof that something existed. You can say, oh, that's not what I meant. Oh, that's not what I said. Oh, well, that stream, I actually took that down because that was something I wasn't supposed to have. Because you have plenty of people that complain about somebody bigger than them spotlighting the fact that they're having some stupid fucking argument on Twitter. Because a lot of this shit is interconnected to Twitter. In fact, in Twitch's case, I would say it's interconnected and connected at the hip with Twitter. Because we all have to use it for promotion. Because there is no discoverability on the Twitch platform by design. It's a popularity contest. Most often, if not. So, if you have a whole bunch of people who are realistically scumbags, who want to keep themselves in business, they're going to enrich themselves by creating drama to put themselves in the news. This is something that has been broken down by me many times, and it's something that's been broken down by somebody like, not Mark Kern, other name, Devin Nash, many a times. The most ridiculous and evil scumbags on the platforms are the ones that usually get away with it and keep doing it over and over and over again. While the honest victims, either because they miscommunicated something in a heated debate, or because they had a specific facial expression on their face when they were refuting somebody who was being obviously ridiculous, because they didn't have the gumption to know how that could be used against them, that led to the rise of people like Vasha Johans, Irish Latte 342, upset about the fact that he's not popular enough. So, with these people with chips on their shoulders, go on and create careers where they claim that they're things like, in Vosh's case, King of Breadtube. And with the video that was dropped just the other day by Dev, Without Otaku, for those who don't know.
Good video.
When he explains why he likes Destiny. That's the exact way.
Vosh's king of his Twinkies.
That's the exact way that they've been treating Destiny. That's how they've been treating Steve. They've been treating Steve like that because, granted, even if he had been on the peripheral from 2014, from since then, moving forward now, he has sticked to his principles. And he is willing to at least admit, stick by what he says, and not walk it the fuck back for political expediency or for financial lucrative gain. And they don't like that. Because you can't say Destiny's not a real one. He was here at the start. You can't say that he's a hypocrite because he's more than willing to shout down people like Vosh on stream. And will do so in debates. You can't call him a debate bro because he will actually show up to the debate and he has actual arguments. You can't say his arguments are dumb, because in order to say they're dumb, you have to explain how he's wrong. And they can't explain how he's wrong because they don't actually read the things that they're referring to. They don't read news stories. They see something posted about it on Twitter, and they look at themselves in the mirror and in their camera with their ring lights on, and they say, how can I exploit this for profit and gain? And then they do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, but they do so inside of a framework that allows for them to be political woke skulls. They sit there, and they say, actually, my view is good because blah, 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 bullshit. Give me money. And what Destiny does is he walks in, he shows and flashes on tape and on screen everything that we're supposed to be talking about. He shows the full context, and he's like, so explain to me your brain damage. And he sits there, doing this to the camera, staring at them. And then when they say stupid shit, he just explains how the world works in reality. And because he is not inside of this hyper-reality that I talked about on the podcast when I was live with Wheezy, one of our guests, the Owl the Bastard. This was that level of reality and hyper-reality I was talking about.
Great episode, by the way.
Yes. Hyper-reality is basically things like Twitter. Things that you saw on the internet that you may or may not know is true, or that you know is true, but you know that normies won't know is true. A perfect example of this is Twitch drama. 90% of the time, quoting Linus right now from that episode of the Wands show that I have. I keep referencing it because it's fucking true. 90% of the bullshit that happens on the internet in the socio-political paradigms are always coming from Twitch, because Twitch is quite literally being propagandized and used by people who either A, want to use the platform as a method to enrich themselves and promote themselves freely by using some other platform, like OnlyFans, like Patreon, like Twitter, like YouTube, to use themselves as literal billboards. This is why Amaranth has had a rise. That's why IndieFox has had a rise. That's why Nicolol has had a rise. That's why almost all the BreadTubers have not had a rise. Because if it's an entire contest of popularity, the most successful people who will be popular is not the women, but the people who are clout chasing. If the clout chaser does something, it's going to bring people to speak about them, and people speak on shit uncritically, and they just say what they hear, and they say what they feel, which is something that Vito did. When you say things like, oh, it's okay to lie about people as long as I hate them, no, that's dumb. Because now you give them the ability to defend themselves. If you say actual truthful things, and you demonstrate why it's truthful, and you show where you got that from, and you prove that it is unfalsifiable, it's in an archive, it's in a video, he said it on tape, the way that he did when he went onto Popcorn Planet and pissed him fucking self, talking to Bounding Into Comics, and then outright lying about the Star Wars woman who was being racist. And when he did the same thing to me, and then tried to talk shit, and then when he got roasted when I was speaking to him while he was talking to Tommy C, who then he would go onto the show for and try to lie about, when he went to that fan and was supporting that fan's version of the fake events that he was supposedly involved in. I just dropped a whole video about it, explaining the whole thing. That is me fusing reality to hyper-reality. Because the way that it usually works is they do something in hyper-reality, and they either convert or deconvert it out of the public sphere, which realistically is them moving the Overton window. They won't talk about things that need to be talked about, and they will ignore things in lieu of garbage and fluff pieces that will make them look good. They'll talk about things that will enrich them and make them look like they're cognizant and they're smart and that they're normal people, when they're actual fucking goons. But they will only ever cover you and someone like us or someone like me when it will make us look bad. And they won't tell the full context of the situation. They'll only tell the parts that be best useful to point a soy jack out of us. Because if they're not mocking us, they're not doing a damn thing. This is them converting from hyper-reality to reality. Perfect example is AOC's abuela. How can you say you're being harassed?
Abuela.
How can you say that you're being harassed?
They're harassing me by donating money to my abuela.
No,
Yes.
no.
How can you say that you're being harassed with political affiliated donations from both the left, the right, the center, and the politically homeless? By giving you
It turns out abuela
$100,000.
actually doesn't even like AOC.
Yeah, we're giving you
No, I
$100,000
hate
to help and
AOC.
enrich your grandmother.
AOC's a fucking con.
Somebody who, with that kind of money,
No.
is not just change your life money, that's change the community money. And you deny every single penny. Every single penny! Because I don't like Matt Walsh.
No, I hate Michael Walsh.
No.
No,
Beautiful and brave I am.
Just like I explained on the podcast.
no.
The hyper-reality there.
I was outside the January 6th riots.
No,
I felt like my life was in danger.
Just like I explained on the podcast. The hyper-reality and the reality story there isn't AOC denies money because she's being financially heckled and politically harassed by somebody who's trying to give her money. The actual news story is AOC wants statism. AOC believes that the state should be in power even when the state is the thing that has failed. Because she doesn't want to fix things, she wants to be mad. And she wants to have visible
I just
failure
want to be mad.
that she has enriched so that these things don't get fixed. That's just basic civics. But the story that people latch onto that gets them interested is, what's that? AOC's getting trolled. Oh, let me look into this story. Oh, wait, actually, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you, AOC? What the fuck? If you don't fuse hyper-reality to reality, you're never going to get there. Because how many times have we seen something stupid on the internet that only we're aware of that hasn't broken containment? So many times. Because How many people in the modern public do you know of right now that can tell you, oh, did you know that Miss Behavens literally showed her vagina on camera and she was only banned for 3 days? Because Twitch said we don't want to punish an OnlyFans worker who's a sex worker who's trying to make cash on the side during a pandemic? Because I showed that to one of my personal family friends, and she looked at me like, Carl, is this softcore porn? I'm like, no, this is my platform. And she was like, what the fuck?
Softcore porn.
No, it's like, it's
This
really
is the
good
platform I
family
work
friend.
on.
Like, unironically, like a lesbian aunt, but she's not a lesbian. She likes men. But when I showed her, her brain fried. Because it's like, wait, she should have been banned for that, right? But no, Misbehavings wasn't. The hyper reality there is Twitch will literally allow porn to be propagated and created on the website by the same people that they will use as monetization to get brands to give them advertisements and work with them to sell their ads on the platform, while putting these people on camera and acting as though they are authority figures when they are literally just what they are, internet celebrities. Whether or not you say that you like that internet celebrity or not, whether or not you like their business plan, whether or not you like their business model, whether or not you like the fact that they may be more popular or less popular or richer than or poorer than you, the thing that is important to remember is that they are just fucking people who have audience size. But because it's a popularity contest, as long as they have the audience size and as long as they can make themselves profitable by being overly dramatic all the fucking time and making drama about themselves, they can continually perpetuate this to ensure that they never lose the bag. Because this realistically is the perfect explanation for why Nico would even have $2 million, not to own, but to rent, as a roomie with other people, a $2 million fucking mansion apartment. Where did the money come from? Did it come from you saying, okay, boomer? No, it came from people who you sold the idea of you being their parasocial girlfriend to. Same thing with a lot of these girls who are doing ASMR right now. Same thing with a lot of these girls and guys that were doing hot tub streams together. That were trying to monetize that
thing.
in the same way that... Goddamn, I'm thinking of Kiwi Sunset, not her. The way that Belle Delphine did when she did the Game of Girl Bathwater. Because what did Pokemon do? She got 3 guys behind her in camera view while she's in a hot tub. Just
and
chilling,
she's
bottling the shit up as though we're going through this shit again. They're not even original when they steal these ideas from each other. Which is the sad part. Because they stole that from people who are unironic e-girls, who do it not because they want the attention, but they do it because it's fun. Like that of Witten. Belle Delphine, who ironically is a troll, but she's a smart business troll. Or Kiwi Sunset, another good e-girl. Or people like myself. Low follower e-boy. They steal ideas from people like us after stealing ideas from unironic cam girls and unironic softcore porn stars. The idea of wearing the kind of clothing attire that they make the entirety of their wardrobe, they took that from cam girls. Writing the names of subscribers on parts of your body and skin. And the more that they donate, the more intimate and erogenous the zone you write their name in. They took that directly from working squirt girls.
They stole that from me.
I wish.
I was doing it way before anybody else was.
All of those tactics that they use.
Writing people's names on them before that was cool.
Like, all of those tactics that they use.
I didn't even have people pay me. I just started writing people's names.
Along with the
Made people very uncomfortable.
Of surfing and coasting on these metas. They took all of that from some other sector of business, and then they pretended that they originated it. That's why whenever they get exposed from the tea community, the joke that is the tea community, whenever they get exposed for these things, it's always exposés, then followed by cope. It's never telling the direct, honest truth. Because the direct, honest truth is that all of them are fucking dirty. You might as well all get in the garbage can, because you're all garbage. But it's bread and circus. It's bread and chips. It's bread and popcorn. It's something to keep people entertained. And as long as people continue to be entertained by it and play into it, it'll never not be successful. And as long as people keep uncritically following the news, and as long as people keep stealing shit from people like me, instead of just coming to my reporting on this shit, where I break it down in real time, and then not liking it, not sharing it, not subscribing it, the same way that people were stealing the reporting that was being done by Sophia Narwitz. And it required Sargon on Lotus Eaters and Dev on his own videos to help her make sure that people know that's her footage. That is how you prevent that from happening. Because realistically, it's people playing a long-ass game of telephone. The counter is that when you see that kind of shit, you're supposed to like it, retweet it, and when people ask you where you got it from, you promote the person who made it. So that that person can then be able to get to the point where I'm at now, where they're able to use things to help improve their streams and their business and their output. Because with this, baby, that is what I'm going to be able to do. And it will have been supported
damn straight
by the audience. You know where the money's going. There is no socialism here. I'm a hyper-capitalist. I believe in doing something that is good for business, but I also have principles. I'm going to do what is good for business that I believe will better myself, my audience, and the people who I'm arguing against. Because I don't think it's a good thing to be a liar. It can't be good. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your environment. It's not good for your community. It's not good for your inner circle, because then you won't ever trust anybody. Your audience will never be able to trust you. People who work around you and work in the same industry as you are going to give people warnings about you because they're going to think you're a fucking viper. And more importantly than all, if you are a fucking viper and all you ever do is backstab people, you're going to find yourself becoming unpopular. I wonder why. Must be because people don't want to get fucked over by some asshole. It's obvious. And in the idea that telling the good, honest truth about things is good, to wrap back around to Destiny and insert myself in. If you tell the honest truth, and you go onto a stream, or you find yourself in an instance surrounded by these kinds of people, all you have to do is stick to your fucking guns. Stick to your fucking guns and tell the honest fucking truth. It's not a matter of convincing them, it's a matter of convincing everybody out there who has not seen it, especially the people who have broken containment. That's the thing that they don't like about Destiny, which is why they've been constantly bitching and moaning and whining and coping and seething about him. They want to try and drag him down and make him look dirty so they can try to make themselves look clean by comparison. But it doesn't work, because all it takes is 5 fucking seconds, or in my case with Shark, 15 minutes of research, to figure out what you do, who you are, what you're about, and how to demonstrate that your arguments don't make fucking sense. Because if you just lie about what I say, or you lie about what he says, or in the greater sense, using Trump as an example, if you lie about what Trump says, and all you ever do is report the bad things that make him look bad, but not things he actually does that's good, you get to the point where, basically, you're going to have to eventually realize people are going to turn on you. Because if people realize you lied to them, and you've been lying to them this entire time, if you honk fortify an election and ensure you get the right outcome, and then honk moving forward, you try to use the law to squelch and silence and weaponize, well, police, the National Guard, what have you, whatever you want, including the court system, against those who want to unveil your corruption. You're not killing the thing you're trying to stop, you're making it stronger. You might not think you are, because you banned them from where you can see them, from on the hill, but they're underneath you, digging a fucking tunnel to cave the ground up from under you, and just level you the fuck out. Which realistically is what happens over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then while they're having fun and they're doing fun shit, you're there still trying to figure out how the fuck they flambéed your ass. It's what happens every single fucking time. I can set my goddamn clock to it. Now I'm done.
It's Carl's biological clock.
I have so many messages from people on the side right now.
Well, that was a.
Well, it's a big fucking mouthful, and I swear, if Lauren is still watching, she's sitting there like, oh my god, Carl, like, wrap it up. But you can't wrap this kind of shit up. This is ultimately the problem. You cannot wrap this up. There is no short form explainer. You could probably put together a video that could explain the backstory.
Preaching to the choir on this one, Carl.
You put a video that will put things together to make a backstory to how to solve these things, but then here's the problem. Oh my god, long man bad! And we're right back where we fucking started.
Yep.
Because, 5 hours? I don't have 5 hours to watch it.
Just keep running around in circles, running around
you can watch it on 2 times. But I got 2 hours and 50 minutes. But, okay, I'll make one that's an hour long, and I'll redact a little bit of information. Well, I ain't got an hour to watch it, but if you put it on 2 times, it's 30 minutes. I ain't gonna watch a 30-minute video! oh, well, I made a 30-minute video about it. I redacted even more information, and then I put the links in the description like I've always been doing. I ain't got 30 minutes. I ain't got 15 minutes. I ain't got 10 minutes. I ain't got 5 minutes. And then eventually it gets to the point it's like, okay, so let me go through the details of all the important shit. Let me put the thing that I'm talking about on this topic and subject on screen, and then let me make 20 fucking videos about every single fucking topic so you can watch it in pieces and parts. Oh my god! You have some kind of brain damage? Who the fuck cares about this? It's a tactic to get people to stop trying.
A lot of people, apparently.
And to stop talking about it. And it almost fucking works! That's the sad part. It's shit. It's all shit, and I hate it.
We all do, Carl. We all do.
You guys see they're making a prequel to The Sopranos?
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
Not worth it.
Not surprised.
Don't watch it. I need to turn light back on. I can't see shit.
I've never even watched The Sopranos, so...
Okay. The M.2 is installed now.
Yay!
I still don't know why there isn't a block there. I don't care. The M.2 is in. So now, the only thing that's left, the only thing that should be left, is, other than the graphics card, power supply.
The bunghole.
Oh, wait, no. I remembered. Box. Data cables. And pre-wiring the things. Pre-wiring and setting up the wires so that I can run them to the board before I put in the power supply. And hooking up the hard drives so I can wire them. Where are the SATA ports? I see the SATA ports.
Good.
Move out of my way, wires.
Because God forbid he has to, like, attempt to point it out.
Look, I was going to have to struggle with this shit any goddamn ways. In the perfect world of Carl, the dude would have answered my phone call, and he would have said, oh yeah, I actually finished driving right now. And I would have said, cool, come to my house. And then I would have texted him my address, and then I would have paid him $100 to construct this shit for me. That's what would have happened in my perfect world. But he didn't pick up. So now we're here.
My perfect world is actually getting the pieces. But I'm too poor.
We all are pretty damn poor here.
Yeah.
I'm a literal starving artist.
I mean, I made $11 more than I usually did on my last paycheck.
Hooray!
So that totals up to 174.
That's a whole lot of pennies.
2 weeks of work.
All right. Well, what do you know? I actually got the 6-shot imported. Hooray! Let's see.
Carl's just like one bad day away from dyeing his hair white.
Maybe.
All we need is just
there's a very high likelihood chance that day will come.
And we'll have a black.
I'm not denying it. It's inevitability at this point, is what he says. That's why we like you, Carl.
Black
at least you're honest.
Great Scott!
We love his honesty.
One day, one of these days, I'm just gonna come onto this stream and I'm gonna look like Sick Seek. The Skeek, that's his name. Fuck what I said. I just wish that other hair colors looked fine on black people. We're kind of just stuck with black and red and
Start changing all the redheads to black people now.
They do.
like all those colors, like black, jet black, of some weird variation of black with salt and pepper, sometimes red, and then bald, and then bald but blonde. And for some reason, the women are stuck with bald but blonde all the time if they're not using wigs. Oh, and wigs.
That's all right.
Like that's the sucky part. The wigs.
You know what's something I don't get? You know how they say that like braids and stuff like that is like cultural appropriation of black people, but that shit was being done in like Norway and fucking France way before then, with like out the introduction to black people.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like these people are lying through their fucking teeth.
I know. It's crazy.
Who could have predicted that? It's almost. Hey.
Makes me feel bad for that one video of that one blonde kid that had dreads, and then like the black chick like harassed him for it.
Oh God, I've told. I know I've told. I think I told you this story of Densnig.
Oh. Or.
I mean, looks white. No, he looks white. Therefore, he is. And then I'm like, okay, what about Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson and skin condition doesn't count. It was like at one point I just decided I was gonna like mute him, and then like occasionally say, if you think your life is crazy, ask Densnig here about Sinos about his views on JonTron looking white. Therefore, he is. And then like half the time he would like almost on command, like he's a puppy. He'd come up here and like yell at me, and people were like, "The fuck's this kid on?" I'm like, I know, right? Weird.
Nick.
Speaking of, what the hell is
Nick? I'm gonna keep calling your name till you fucking reply.
Look at it, wiggle.
Nick.
He's in the chat, Carl.
I thought he was in the call.
Nick.
I thought he was in the fucking call.
Look at it, wiggle.
Fucking wiggle. What? That's what she said.
I was going to ask him where would be the better place to connect the SATA cables, from the side or from the bottom, because I was going to use the bottom to run the power connector.
He'd know better than I would. That's why you're content.
I don't see the chat thing, actually.
I wouldn't know, and you know what's funny? I watched like 3 hours of Tomato Gaming playing PC Building Simulator, and I should actually know this by now. But he kept talking about thermal paste and how he's gonna lick off all the thermal paste and like send it back without like reapplying it, and air dusting your computer is a scam if you pay someone else to do it.
Well, I mean, that's why there's entrepreneurs that take advantage of dumb rich people.
True.
Got a point.
I can't see on this end. I wish they didn't build this like this. Like it's facing off to the side, and I have to turn it towards me so I can actually see it connect. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this backwards. I'm gonna unhook them, and then I'm gonna hook them into the board, and then I'm gonna run them through, and then I'm gonna put them in place.
Yeah, I keep thinking like the reason why Carl wears a do-rag is because he has a receding hairline so far that he's like terrified that it's gonna show.
Evan, who do you think Carl is? Tim Pool?
But it's not a do-rag.
You laugh because you know You laugh because you know I'm right.
It's not a do-rag though. It's a sweatband. I have 5 of them.
Oh, it's a sweatband? I thought it was a do-rag.
No.
He's not wearing it. Who do you think? He's no gentlemen. He's
All
Carl.
of this right. This poop
Who wears
right
a
here,
gentleman's
sir,
cap?
it is all natural. Soft and
Except for the receding
sure.
hairline.
Cheers
That's
like wool.
he shaved
That's
that himself.
cancer. That's cancer. I should have been making jokes about that because I have a friend who's, it's funny. Like I always made fun of Wilford Brimley and how my grandmother said diabetes like him, and then I got type 2 adult onset diabetes. I guess
I'm
that's how I
already
learned there is.
unlucky enough. I don't think anything would strike me as like surprising anymore if it happens to me.
I mean, I stopped caring about the proceedings of the world in general for a bit because it's like y'all are too predictable. We're in a simulation, anyways. It doesn't matter.
Simulation theory.
Inside a simulation.
Inside of a simulation. What if your mom was anime?
Simulation?
Oh,
Your mom
anime.
was-
What if the Matrix was anime?
So why do they call it bacon and cookies when you bake cookies and cook bacon?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It is a good question.
It is.
Because I don't think. Okay, so bacon wasn't invented. Like, I think bacon, because like you have all those people who are like anti-pork eating.
No, there's a reason why we eat bacon at breakfast. It was because of a salesman. I'm not even joking. Like, I think there's an episode of Facts Fiend that talked about this. This guy was basically hired saying, "We want more people to eat bacon," and the guy's like, "I got it. We'll say it's for breakfast." And you like he basically fudged some numbers in some sort of report and like said, "Oh yeah, you should be eating bacon more." Like, he talked to all these doctors and said, "Oh yeah, you should have protein at breakfast, but you should also have this. But you should have protein, right? Yeah. All right, doctors all recommend you eat bacon for breakfast." And the rest is history.
I mean, in terms of like,
I'm kidding. That's literally why we all eat bacon for breakfast.
Time, you could say that it's a breakfast food because it doesn't take long to cook and it will cook on a stove at the same temperature you're going to cook things and pancakes, which is realistically the only argument that I can think of. Because honestly, if you are going to eat something for breakfast, what would you rather have? Something that's gonna take like 25 minutes to prepare and another additional 15 minutes to cook, or something that's been stripped and shaven thin or thick? I like mine thick with maple syrup. That you can just stove and don't forget don't forget the bacon press unless you like fucking what is the word it's called?
I'm just saying that's the reason why bacon is considered a breakfast food.
Drop the fucking bacon press on it, bam. Throw out 3 pieces of bacon, sunny side up, eggs on toast, Benedict Cumberbatch on a bun.
Short stack.
Short stack. Man. Short stack, GF, best.
4 stack, short stack,
Fight
5
me.
stack. Like, throw together some meal that doesn't take very long to prepare. Or, it does take long to prepare because it's egg-based, and you're doing something like an omelet or crepes. Crepes are very delicate. You have to be very careful with them. But you do something like that, and you throw it out in front of your family, and it's like, hey, I went through like 50 fucking eggs in an hour. Enjoy. That kind of carb will usually get you through your day. So, from a, I guess, tasty perspective, you can say that that's good? Question mark? But at the same time, it's like, I could also just literally eat anything I want. The only idea and reason why you could say it's for breakfast is because that's the kind of food that kids will want to eat. Kids aren't going to want to eat things like bran muffins and bran cereal. No, they want to eat omelets with cheese and eggs and ham and bacon and then extra bacon.
I'll tell you this much, Carl. I eat a bowl of corned beef hash over ramen every morning.
Corned beef hash is delicious, and it took me 22 years to find that out.
Yeah, let me tell you, It's like, and it's like I can get like like a dozen cans for like under $20 at Aldi, and then like ramen's dirt cheap. So like I have that like ramen cooker that you can like microwave. So I put like a thing of pack of ramen, 10 minutes, or sorry, 4 minutes in the microwave. Strain it, then put the corned beef hash in, and microwave that for about 3 minutes, and yeah.
So let's talk about disgusting stuff.
90 minutes.
No.
What, Biden?
I said no.
No,
You can't go wrong about discussing.
God damn it, I am.
I've told Charles that I got this wart on my thumb. But it's
Carl
like,
doesn't want to talk about the story, Devin. I think he's already shot it down.
anyways, it still hasn't frozen off yet, which pisses me off.
Believe me, I had a wart on my foot when I used to work as a cart guy at Walmart. That thing hurt
Tell
like a
me that
mofo.
story.
It was under
Carl's
there for
giving us
almost
the
a
luck.
year.
I can mute both of you. I can just
Probably
do that.
can. He can, but would he?
Yes.
Don't
I
test
know
the
you
black
would.
man's power.
I'm not going to. I'm not going
They
to. I'll hail Black
underestimated
Carl.
Obama. Don't underestimate Carl.
Fair point.
It might not seem like I have a limit, but I have a limit. And I'll push to it
I'm
every
sure you do.
fucking day.
I remember last week I sent my family, like my close family, the interview you had with Wheezy, and I said because my dad is like, he's like don't like, he doesn't like swearing in the house or swearing in general, and I told him like, word of warning, Carl does not have a filter, but I think he'd appreciate the video at the very minimum. He's like, thank you, Ben, I appreciate the warning. I'm like, yeah, I know what you don't like.
And what did he say after he heard
Carl's
me?
a cool guy. I have profound respect for him, and I think he'd appreciate the discussion.
And what did he say after he listened to it?
Okay. Speaking of, none of them will actually listen to it. Damn it! And I'm frustrated about that. I'm like, really, guys? None of you have watched it yet? And everyone just stands there awkwardly. I'm like, of course.
So clearly, step 2 is you need to hold your family hostage and make them listen to my voice.
While you're talking about all this like obscene stuff, you know how that'll go over great at my place. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm watching the niece. I'm like, no, I'm watching my 6-year-old niece. Or 7-year-old niece. We all need to listen to Carl talk about his adventure, his exploits, and how he's not banging people anymore because of the COVID. How he's saving money not doing that.
Geico.
Yeah, that'll go over real well with her mom.
Saving 50% more on banging hoes.
I mean, realistically,
It is the oldest profession in the book.
I mean,
Guys, I found out a way to save money. How? Just stop paying for it. What?
Oh no.
That's horrible.
Oh no.
That's horrible.
Don't put a ring on it. That's like 10K right there. Save myself money.
Evan's been playing from the dev book.
Can I screw this?
I swear, there's
That's the reason why I don't have any girlfriends anymore.
Oh, you know me. There's one person I'm chasing. I'm pining for, but actually, there's the one that you know, and then there's the one that is just the sweetest person ever. Yeah, it's funny. Like Korean chicks, or something about I've noticed a pattern. They're like the sweetest people when you get to know them well, but like they are like the most like outwardly lewd when in yeah. I'm gonna stop this conversation now because I feel like I'm gonna call someone out or make someone feel embarrassed because it's more than one though. That's the funny thing about it. So, like empathy is a very
Snake says, think of the labor costs that ain't tax deductible. I can't tax deduct my marriage.
I could.
I'm-
I can find a way to do
I'm
it.
sure it's something that whatever his name in Futurama is trying to figure out every day. How do I make it tax deductible? I have to try. Yeah.
I don't
So,
get taxes.
question of the gentleman. I don't know if any of you guys are about as horrified of them making a Beast Wars movie as I am, but at least old TDS craze Rob Paulson. Wait, no, that's name.
Music.
On Pulse.
Ron Paulson.
The guy who looks like a
Rob Paulson,
caveman. He's a Neanderthal.
he was perfectly cast for Beauty and the Beast.
No.
What can I say?
Should have been him.
But no, he did play.
He did?
Yes. Wait, you didn't know that?
No,
There was
because
a-
I never
like his
watched
first-
it.
No, this is the original. Like his first big break.
Oh, the original? No? Okay, I thought they cast him
a
as
TV
like
show.
the Beast in the CGI movie, and I'm like, what?
He played the Beast in a TV series adaptation. No Gaston in sight.
Okay.
By the way, I'm people are like, oh my gosh, how are they gonna make a Gaston TV show? And I'm like, gee, I however could they do that? It's not like I've been wanting that ever since YouTube poop was a thing. No one breaks their legs like Gaston.
No one blows fireworks off their head like Gaston.
No one likes My Little Pony like Gaston. Funny thing
Going
is,
to Taco Bell.
I'm trying to look through my music list for something that will not offend you non-weebs. I think I found something.
what are you talking about?
Music for the background.
Like
Oh, I'm a
weebs.
And if weebs are not allowed, or if you're trying to appeal to non-weebs, what the heck? What?
I'm trying to submit fan service then.
Jelly donuts before hose. Carl, come on.
I mean, honestly, you could fuck a jelly donut.
I don't think you'd want to, though.
I don't.
Besides, you have to fight Brock for it.
No, let's not do that.
Fighting Brock to breed a jelly donut? Yeah, I wouldn't want you to do that. I wouldn't think that's a good idea.
Jelly donuts are for eating, not fucking.
Donuts. Stop it.
Donuts.
There's evil afoot. Yeah. Oh. All I said was there was evil.
I drank 2 like small cans of beers last night, and like I had the craziest dream. So
Okay.
picture this, all right? It felt like I was watching this black family, and the mother.
Wait. Horror or whore? So is it
basement like tunnel system.
This is a weird dream.
Very.
Yeah, I know. It was really fucking weird.
You don't say.
Like, I woke up after it. My mother calls me, and I was like, yeah, I had a weird dream.
My brother tells me about his every so often. And they're weird. Mine are weird too. It's a sign I had a good night's sleep if I have dreams I can remember. No matter how crazy or bizarre. I'm like, oh, well, I got a good night's sleep then. Yeah, excuse me, hiccups.
Safety, bittering.
So how far are we almost there, Carl?
I have the SATA
Coral?
cables plugged and wired, and now they're cable managed. We're getting somewhere.
Yay! We're almost there.
Pretty sure it's gonna be to the nut house.
Now
you
lick
work
the
today?
thermal paste. Yeah, he says he's got to work after.
Okay, well, I just didn't know how. It's 5 o'clock right now. That's why I want to make sure you knew. Trying to keep an
On
eye.
Tuesdays, I
It's
go-
5 over here, but not over there.
No, it's 5 here too. It's EST. On Tuesdays, I leave
What?
for work at.
2 days go in when?
On Tuesdays, I leave for work at 5:45, or rather, I need to be there by 5:45.
Okay, cool. Cool. We got time.
I have another 30 minutes to work with.
Okay, cool. Making sure.
There's
Just-
a fucking box.
Just trying to keep an eye on the time for you, but no point in losing your job over this. I've been reading a lot of. I've finally been getting more into. I've finally been like plowing through Berserk volumes. I think I got through 27 last night. Gets the Berserker armor. Good shit, man. Good shit. Really enjoying that series. It's like, what manga do you read, and why is it not Berserk?
His natural habitat.
What, black?
It's blacked.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd be concerned if he wasn't.
Void? What?
Now when I need to unplug it, I can just unplug the CD.
Well, no. I know where that came from. It's that one guy who's like, hey, 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 hey. Okay, I'll leave. That wasn't that funny. I admit.
I didn't even know what you said.
I just didn't get the reference.
It's a meme. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to make this 6-shot model that's more show accurate look really nice. He was a lot more involved in the Japanese Transformers series. Let me.
No,
What?
wouldn't like that.
Bobby,
Sometimes the whole nigga really can't be true.
Did you just say the
Oh, crap.
word?
Did I say that? Shit. I did not do hard R.
he didn't,
Okay,
he didn't
not
have
say hard R.
RDR. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I tried to put a tongue on it and say us, you know. I'm not crazy. I'm just stupid. Wait. God, now I'm quoting my coworker.
Nah, so
You
I'm
think
not
I am
crazy.
insane? Why would I drop the ER?
Is that why he's called ER? I
Yeah,
just
that's
realized
literally
that.
the reason why.
Okay, that's clever.
That's
Props,
literally the joke. I literally found that out when I was thinking about it one night. I'm just like, wait. Like, ER.
What?
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it all makes sense. Like a switch has been turned. As the cosmics, God, that reminds me of this really terrible movie. Like there was those Twitter things like don't explain the top whatever movies worst movies you've ever seen. Most people were like describing like terrible movies, and I'm just like, oh, buckle in, buckaroos. I got a few, and so like I list off like Manos: The Hands of Fate and fucking Monster Go-Go. That was number one. I cannot think of a worse movie than that movie. Like, and that's my brother also like added like 2 I didn't think of. Star Wars Holiday Special. I'm like, damn it! I should have known. I should have known. That's on my list. It was like one that was eluding me. Like honestly, like Batman and Robin, I actually unironically I can enjoy them just for fun, but like I'm laughing at them. But there are like a lot of those movies I could really just enjoy because how bad they are. But there are like other films where it's like there is such gross incompetence. That's like that's the realm I live in. Yeah.
Freshly squeezed pine juice.
Like Star Wars Holiday Special is like the one I think is like one of the absolute worst. Like there are certain films where like you watch them and almost makes you want to end your existence. Manos: The Hands of Fate did that to me. It's a film I watch. It's like, do you want?
I don't say anything.
I'm gonna kill myself right now after watching this. Was so bad. I wish I was joking.
Okay, Carl, you can
Nope.
handle this.
That and like the room was that was like the other one that
So,
that
do you
really
guys
hurt
know
that way. What is
Chris
point
the
of this?
Rat? He makes like those little short videos with Ricky Berwick every so often.
Wait,
Like,
you mean the mouse? The little
the little
big
blue mouse guy that has like a really high pitched voice that does stuff with Ricky Berwick sometimes.
I thought that was a character from like Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah, it is, but
Yeah.
because of licensing issues, you know,
Oh yeah.
Go on.
he
True.
can't really make money
just
off of
found
that
out-
now, could he?
I mean, Ricky got my first editing job.
When he showed a picture of himself, he looks like a young Tommy Wiseau.
Oh dear.
And so I start sending him gifts now from the room.
As you do.
Anyway,
Anyways,
how's your
sex
sex life?
life?
Hi
Is it
doggy.
good?
Hi doggy.
Apparently, he was in a like,
What, Tommy Wiseau?
yeah.
That's not possible. That's not true. That's impossible. And Ricky got me my first like freelance editing work in on YouTube. He's a really chill dude, man. Like a really real big sweetheart, and I don't say that about anyone. Like before it all was made public, basically. We were talking a bit about you know the break apart between him and
Apparently, there's a
what's his
Tommy
name?
Wiseau
Bunty King.
XCOM 2 voice pack.
Oh, I'm sure of. Wait, official?
Not to my knowledge, but it
Okay,
does say
I think so.
XCOM 2 Tommy Wiseau, and when I
Like-
look, it says I see XCOM 2 turn-based tactics video game
Well,
for some
you
reason.
ever-
I'm like, wait,
you ever seen the Tommy Wise show? It was like
no.
a very short-lived machinima series where he played video games badly.
God, he looks like a meth addict.
Wait, Tommy Wiseau, you didn't know that?
Yeah, no, like when he takes a picture without his glasses.
See, here's the funny thing. Apparently, like, people suspect he's Polish because he never really revealed where he came from. He's like, oh, I'm American. No, you're not, Tommy. Stop it. No, stop embarrassing yourself trying to say that. But like, apparently people think he's Polish because the whole just a little chicken. Apparently, that's a Polish like figure of speech kind of thing.
Good
and
little
I'm like,
chicken. Sheep, sheep,
yeah,
sheep,
that.
sheep.
And I
don't feel confident in this wire
at her work who's
at all.
actual Polish. I said, could you show this to her and ask her if she thinks this person's from Poland with that kind of line? Mom's like, okay, I'll look into it. Never.
Okay, I think it's
Like,
called Best
oh my
Friends.
goodness.
I think it's either that or Disaster Artist.
No,
No, Disaster Artist was the movie about him.
that was the movie featuring
That's James Franco.
David or Franco, who literally just made it. James Franco made it just literally to do his impression
Yeah.
the whole time. And like his brother doesn't do a good job on fucking whatever his name is at all. The character he plays Greg and he's just not Greg at all. It was literally it was a vanity project that like Franco wanted. Like I want to be Tommy Wiseau and do an impression. I'll make a movie about it. It won't matter if like it actually follows the book or not, because to be frank, Tommy wouldn't want that if that were the case. No, it ruined my reputation. What reputation do you have, Johnny?
I found my my homemade pornography. Now I have to make it into
Not
film.
What? Shut up! We do moving now. God, that was back when it's so funny. Doug Walker is basically like he's become Tommy Wiseau. Either die a hero or live long enough to become Tommy Wiseau yourself. Become the person you mock. At least the video essays surrounding the Soldier Critic have improved drastically over the years.
Honestly, after I heard all the stuff, I just didn't care. It's like people all do fucking stupid shit.
Oh, believe me. What pissed me off more than Doug essentially using Juwario's suicide to essentially bury his responsibility in covering it up. Like, that wasn't the issue as much as it was like all the people who work with him realizing Juwario was in fact a sexual predator and then like not doing anything about it.
You expect?
But like they'll go after Vic Mignogna, but how dare you? We're not. What, are you kidding me? We're not going to go after Doug Walker for essentially lying to our faces for years and basically using his suicide as a way, like doing all these tributes and realizing, oh shit, he was a sexual deviant the whole time. What? Yeah, it's something that makes me sick just thinking about.
You expected lefties to care about things like logic?
There's this creepy GIF I just found.
Well, my point, Carl, is it's like I know they're a bunch of hollow people, but I will continuously laugh at Mars Girl as she quote tweets you behind a block because she when asked by fucking what's his name Yellow Flash about Juwario's victims, she literally asked him, oh, do you have proof of anything about that? You seem to be so concerned about it. Do you have any proof that he did all these things? Like, you're the one.
Well, that's what
you're the one that says proof doesn't matter, bitch.
Well, that's what they do. It's the entire tactic. It's the allegations. Can you prove your allegations? While on the other side, they will quite literally destroy people's lives.
No, this is the same, Carl. This is at the same time. This is at the same time where she's like believing the victims of fucking Vic Mignogna without any proof needed. But if you bring it up to her and ask her about it all, do you have any proof of the allegations of Juwario? I'll just continue.
Kind of hard to make.
Laughing at her because I know she's full of shit.
KFC, this guy.
It's kind
of hard
to make money
pretty good.
Victims if you don't pretend to care about your victims.
Getting some popcorn chicken.
Sounds like a play. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get this thing put together. Imagine being consistent in beliefs. Yeah, imagine that. What are you, a person as principal?
What are you part of? The Church of Walker?
No.
I am part of Dougism. What did you ask? Why do you ask? I don't know what that has to do. I don't know what that has to do with the conversation at hand. But yes, I am part of the Church of Dougism. How could you tell? Dougism is one of the greatest faux religions ever made. It's in my opinion, it surpasses the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Like it's allowed me to enjoy, like I ironically enjoy Doug Walker as a absolute failure of a person.
Say failure.
Well, okay, that and Oni plays. Those like what?
I wouldn't say failure of a person, but I would say an interesting case study of a person who wanted to be successful and became popular for something completely different than what he planned.
He basically became Tommy Wiseau. Exactly. That's why I brought it up. It's like you either live long enough to be a hero or become the person you mock, aka Tommy Wiseau. It's pretty damn funny.
Well, something funny is when I got nothing. Comedy.
No, I need to say that. No, I need CPU. No, I need.
I love how like he made a whole song
Do I need VGA?
in the wall review, which was basically just him like venting about people hating him, hating on him, and totally missing the point.
As one does.
Made me laugh. I'm like, oh, Doug, you complete vanity person who thinks that anyone can get what you think. Oh, it's so amusing. It'll never change. And by that I mean, please leave. It's like an embarrassment at this point. I will say a lot of his older stuff has aged far better than his newer stuff, mainly because it was being edgy for the sake of being edgy. And then you look at it now, and it's like half the things he was joking about are unironically said by people in nowadays. You know,
Yes.
like half the shit he jokingly said as "ask that guy with the glasses." Nowadays, like people unironically like think, "Oh yeah, that's totally how I think in the world." It's like you do like the whole point of the character was, I'm gonna be as edgy as I can, make an edgy version of Ask a Ninja. And then he went off and literally made the most like half things he says there are things like people like joke about, like say unironically now.
Well, we have a word for that. We just call those posers. Posers. Posture. This pair. This.
Hey, something, a modest proposal. I mean, that's kind of where we're at this point. We're in the a modest proposal era. Like, who could have possibly believed? Well, I'll take that back. It's funny. Like, we're in an era now where those who would not be caught dead eating a GMO are so scared of a viral infection, they will become a GMO and try and get everyone else and their mother to be one as well for their own safety, because they're so fucking scared.
I just found out that they made 2 Me costumes.
Oh yeah,
for the
featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
From Devil May Cry. And Shanty.
Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. That's the joke. That's the
joke. Ha ha. Aren't I funny?
That's Doug doing stand-up. God, I love whenever they rip into, like, I love how like apparently Linkara took them calling him the Lightbringer all the time as personal. Like he hates it. Oh, he hates it. But of course, you know, he made fun of the irate whatever, the irate gamer, and that was fine. But surely he must hate Linkara too. And he's like, "What do you think of Linkara? Oh, I've never watched any of her content." Doesn't even know who she is.
Light turns green.
Oh, he's a girl. Oh, it's a guy. Oh.
And then he goes back to blank. Good. I've already wired this to that. Fandangle the angle, as it were. Tried to do this before, but I think I was stuffing too many wires in too many places.
That's what she said.
Position. All of these cords need to go into that slot that's above them, if possible. It was either that or it had to be backwards. I had to put them into the board first and then run them through and then put them into the power supply. Very tight down here.
That's what she said.
I don't think I can move this box.
Things you can say about your PC build, but you can't say about your girlfriend.
Penis.
I was thinking more, whose line is it anyway?
I mean, you get what you get.
You had a terrible improv comics. I can't believe I'm working with you.
I'm not an improv guy.
First, and that's obvious because by your output, mister.
I think that's in position. Alright. I'll run these wires.
Claiming all these Carlito fun bucks.
Yes, spend your Carlito fun bucks, everyone. Have fun at my expense.
I forgot to do that on Discord or on here.
Not many people actually spend their Carlito fun bucks, actually. I can't see.
I will now do it. Here we go.
Good use. Proud of you, Evan. Proud of you.
I know.
Wonderful.
We're talking about penis. Like the other night, I was like sitting in my bed, and someone sent me like
penis?
or I saw on my timeline. No, I was sitting, and I saw on Twitter someone had edited the Think Mark Think into we're talking about
The quad damage.
talking about dicks.
Talking about the quad dick.
Talking about echidnas and how they have a 5-headed penis.
Terry finger.
Oh my lord. What?
I swear to God, they had better have Tails on a bench in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh, family calls.
I heard you talking about a fucking penis. Yes.
Talking about the dicks. All I can think of now is that scene from Life of Brian. Oh, someone got chicken. Oh yeah. Carl got chicken in the house.
Carl and me are both getting chicken.
I don't know what my mom's making at the house tonight. But probably isn't chicken. She probably text her to see what she's planning. We're gonna be finished up here soon. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that, considering it's almost 5:30.
Yes, yeah.
I need to figure out what I'm doing for that. It's not gonna be sitting here because I don't really have food in the house at the moment. So I'm gonna have to take care of that. I see in the family, petting the doggo. I post and picture him on Twitter. Okay.
Deep Rock Galactic, 50% off. I see that fucking everywhere.
I'm gonna need you to chill for a second. I'm busy. This would probably take this off.
Those stains on his shirt.
Possibly.
Marker.
What about it? Oh.
Yes, I can't take that off.
Now Cruelty Squad's 10% off. Nice.
Went and got the entire Wolfenstein, Quake, and everything save for Eternal Doom series. I thought that was a good investment.
Okay. I can see what I'm gonna have to do.
stretching is painful.
You better be built fucking top.
We're almost there, Carl.
You need to run the wires
We're almost there.
over and across this box here. And then
That box.
reconnect the save cable. Once I have enough room.
Has anyone done a Myers Twitter shit post where they made him into a Homestar Runner from the Homestar Army, wanting his $5? So then he get my $5.
All these have to come over here. Also means this stupid board you have to ran up the edge of it. I can't do anything with this board because that connector actually doesn't do anything. So it gets a splitter so I can use that front IO. Of course, like my mother is now telling me that she's hungry with 10 minutes before I leave. Actually less than that, 3 minutes before I have to leave.
Yes, and
Many such cases.
it's like I. Yes, and I have to leave for work in like 5 seconds.
I have to run these splits across here and up here. Because I looked at it again and I realized why I was having such a difficult time running those cables up this way. This is where the power supply sits. And I think I have this in correctly. No, I don't. No, because the fan needs to face downwards. I can't even start doing that yet. I need to reorient this. Unless I do have it on the right side.
What do you need help with?
Power supply. I might have it upside down.
Okay.
I don't know
Oh,
if it goes in upside down.
that could be the case.
No, it's not. So,
No, I said I meant I didn't mean computer case. I meant it could be the case that that's the problem.
It could be the case itself.
No, I was trying not to confuse him in that regard. That was entirely unintentional. If that were was how it was interpreted, blah blah blah.
Etc. etc.
Yee.
I could run The Sims 3. The question is, would I?
Why would you willingly give money to EA like that? What are you, a simp?
I mean, I like Sims.
But you like it that much? Hey, little pig.
I don't like the fourth one.
I didn't think so.
I want to play The Sims 2, but I can't find that. I couldn't run The Sims 2 even if I wanted to because, oh wait, no. I'd need a DVD-ROM. That's why it says minimum not required. Actually, I could play it on max settings, Sims 2.
Mac?
Max.
Oh, Max. I thought you said
The
Mac.
max settings.
I thought you meant like, oh, I have a Macintosh. I was using Max before it was a hipster cool.
I'm trying to find where can I get The Sims
Origin.
2?
Piracy.
I mean, you can't get it anywhere. Oh, you have to get it through EA.
I told you.
Well, no, because like I could get the third one from Steam.
Yes. And
I think you have to run it through Origins. Or whatever EA's fucking
what?
store system is. 'Cause I know
That's
it
what I.
runs a
That's
secondary
what I
install.
said. He's like, no, you can get through Steam.
No,
Runs like a secondary installer that will double check what you have saved.
the
on
third
your
and
system.
fourth.
And then Sims 4, I think you specifically have to use their storefront. even if you were to buy it through something else.
Yeah,
One of
it's the
those
same
games.
thing with like a few other games that like if you wanna even use them on like so like I have Jedi Fallen Order. I have to have Origin installed to even just have it on my computer.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Okay, I think I have this now. Correct. I wish Nick was here so that he could double check this. I have the VGA cord in, I have the CPU cord in, I have the motherboard cord in, and I have one SATA cable that I can use that I already have pre-wired that will reach, or should reach, these ones. Wait, no. I shouldn't have wired the SATA cable that way. Let me bring it back out. But one SATA cable can reach both of these Samsungs where I have them. And I have to make sure that it can reach it from where it was here.
For vampires. Oh, it's ready.
Okay. So, assuming that I will be able to be on time, all her food's cooking in the microwave.
Knees deep, mom spaghetti. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks cold and ready. Actually.
Back over. Factory aligned. Nice to meet. For now. So, the SATA cable will reach from there to there. In this stupid configuration. Use the end, plug into this one, and then run this one touching here. See. All of those cords have to go through first, because then it won't run behind it. Now I'll have to wire that when I get back from on Wednesday maybe. And I didn't run the timer during this. I'm gonna add the time to it. 2 hours and 55 minutes. 2 hours and 55 minutes brings us to. Start time on 6, 8, 29. Oh, there's 8. Nothing. That's 55, 10.
Systems to
I'm gonna put question marks. I don't know how many milliseconds. It doesn't matter. 2 hours and 55 minutes. Slowly getting closer. Slowly.
Yes.
Okay. I'm leaving, everyone. I said
Have a good
I'm
night,
leaving,
Carl.
everyone. Bye. See y'all on the timeline at work. And then I will see you again in my house. this. God damn it. You wanna just turn it off? Can you just do what I need you to do, please? There. Clean. Everything's so hard. Right. I'm gone for real this time. Bye, everybody. See you next time.